What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. Today I'll be showcasing the best loadout, in my opinion, for farming the Exodus Garden 2A Lost Sector. The difference between this series of videos over my last series is I am now at 1330 light and showing off how to do these lost sectors quickly and efficiently for farming exotics. The first series was showing how to get clears on each character, specifically when you are under light. The type of strats you should utilize when you are under leveled if you are trying to get the new exotics. In this series, we will be showing loadouts for completing the lost sectors as quickly as possible. So with that out of the way, let's jump into it. The first thing we will look at are the lost sector modifiers. We have Scorched Earth, meaning enemies will throw grenades significantly more often. Fallen Champions, meaning barrier servitors and overload captains. Attrition, which greatly impairs health regeneration and requires us to pick up Wells of Light to initiate health regen. Perhaps my least favorite modifier. The usual master modifiers being extra champions, lock loadout, match game, and extra shields. Memory of a golden age, which increases solar and environmental damage. Forlorn Miasma, which gives 50% more void damage, both dealt and received. And of course, limited revives. Now, let's quickly take a look at the build. For this build, we are on Warlock, running Top Tree Void, Attunement of Chaos. We have Vortex Grenades and a Healing Rift. We're running the Exotic Gauntlet's Controverse Hold, which will give us grenade energy back on our charged up Vortex Grenades. We have Anti-Barrier Sniper Rifle and Overload Bow. We're running a Charge with Light build, taking advantage of taking charge on our helmet, shield break charge on our gloves, charge harvester on our robes, supercharge on our boots, which will allow us to hold more stacks of Charge with Light, and finally Argent Ordnance on our bond. This will give our rockets a 20% damage buff when we are charged with light. We have rocket launcher ammo finders, reserves, and scavengers so that we have lots of rockets at all times to deal with the champions. For weapons, we have the kinetic sniper rifle Succession, the Le Monarch exotic bow, and the rocket launcher Royal Entry. I cannot stress enough how important a void rocket with tracking is in this lost sector. Lastly, I'm running 100 discipline so I can have as many grenades as possible, but that's pretty much it for the build. It's pretty straightforward and really taking advantage of the void burn. This lost sector is pretty straightforward for the most part, but it has a lot of little annoying things about it that we will go through during the run. Right off the bat, we have a void shielded servitor, so we can tag that with the bow to get a stack of Charge with Light from shield break charge. This will give us that 20% damage buff to our rocket from Argent Ordnance. Once the first few adds are down, I like to jump up and take out the dregs as quickly as possible. The Monarch can be awesome for this, as a perfectly drawn headshot will chain poison damage to the nearby adds. We can also use the charge up Vortex Grenades to take out a bunch of adds, as it has a pretty big area of effect. You want to get the adds down as quickly as possible, because if you don't, they will relentlessly lob grenades up at you. And because of attrition, you cannot get health back quickly. However, that is why I recommend farming this lost sector on a Warlock. Anytime attrition is a modifier, healing rifts are pretty much second to none. They come in super handy. After the adds are down, get ready to take out the barrier servitor and then the shanks. Once they are down, we can move up and take on the overload captain. Another benefit of Le Monarch is the damage over time that it does. This will actually restun an overload captain if the effect is still on after their stun immunity wears off. But anyways, after the captain is down, move up and take out the last few adds. Then get ready to take out another overload captain. Once he is down, take out a bunch of adds and try to take out the barrier servitor as quickly as possible. They will make a ton of enemies immune, and this can be a huge pain to deal with. One thing I should mention, you may notice me always shoot a barrier servitor with my sniper first. That is because I have wasted far too many rockets on a servitor in the past, only to have them blink and avoid it. This is super annoying. You want to put in sniper damage first and get them to pop their shield. Once the shield is broken and they are stunned, that is when you want to shoot your rocket. That's a little pro tip there. Again, I learned this the hard way many times before. After the servitor is down, you want to take out adds on the ground level. For some stupid reason, they always warp up to the roof where I just was. I can't tell you how many times I've been killed from behind from a warping ad. Believe me, it's a lot. This is a clean run, but if you try and farm this lost sector, you will quickly learn how annoying it is. So it is best to retreat and be patient. Sit back and take out the drags that warp up top. Once you're fairly confident you have killed all the warping drags, then you can move up and take on more adds in the overload captain. But keep your head on a swivel just in case. Once the captain is down, just clean up the remaining adds and get ready for the boss room. Another little pro tip, you can wait for the shielded servitor to get its shield back over and over to farm stacks of Charge with Light from shield break charge, if you want. The boss room can be a massive pain in the ass. First off, Void is a burn, so the Void Blast from the boss will do a ton of damage. If you are having trouble staying alive here, I recommend Concussive Dampener and Void Damage Resist. Anyways, you want to do all you can to get the barrier servitors down. Feel free to take out the boss if it is being a pain, but the barrier servitors will often warp behind cover, dodge your rockets, etc. This is why you want a tracking module rocket, but they will even warp away from that most times. So again, you want to use the technique of stunning first and then cleaning them up with a rocket. On this run, I got very lucky, but this room can often be a huge pain, and is why I personally do not like farming this lost sector. Between the teleporting adds, the immunity barrier from servitors, and the boss room often being very annoying, it is just not worth it to me. The other problem with the boss room is adds will cycle out at you one by one. So rather than taking out all the adds and then dealing with the champions, you're often forced to wait. And then when you go to focus a champion, and you're about to pop its shield, you'll get hit by a grenade or a vandal and have to retreat. And if you don't have a healing rift, you are forced to wait because of attrition. And by that point, the barrier servitor will have regened all its health. Again, this was a clean run, but they are not all like this. This loadout is great in here. My only other recommendation would be the Truth Rocket Launcher and a legendary Void Bow instead. But you definitely want to farm on a Warlock because of attrition. But that's going to do it from me. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. As always, happy exotic farming and take care.